Let there be light. Yeah, it's super bright and it makes me look pale as hell, but I have no better way to show my goodies. Yes. Okay, so I'm gearing up for this weekend. Jangular is having his Blaster Tag Association 5-on-5 King of the Hill tournament, which I'm in, and so I'm getting my stuff ready for that. And this is my primary, it's my Stryfe. So I just figured I'd open it up and show it to you guys. Alright, this is it. Let me move it up a little bit so y'all can see a little better, I guess. Okay, I put in a micro switch, a 15 amp micro switch. I got that from Fry's, just like on the Demolisher. If you guys remember that, if you watched that, I don't know. So I have my 15 amp micro switch, and I left the roller on because I noticed when I was setting it up, finding a spot for it, dremeling all this place, I found out that the click sounded a lot better rolling against that post, and I like having that nice click sound on it. So I just left the roller on. I like it. It rolls right perfectly across that post, and it sounds really good. So I said, what the hell? Usually I heat shrink. Usually I've done it twice. I would have done the heat shrink, but I totally forgot. So yeah. I hot glued another piece of plastic there from another mod that was just random plastic, and just to hold the micro switch in place a little better. I put the extended dart pusher on there as well, that I got from online. I think it was from NF Strike. And also the mag release, because I didn't like that little button. I have short hands, I have short little stubby fingers, and this mag release is very helpful to me when switching out magazines fast. So yeah, I put that on there. I ran 18 gauge wire through the whole thing. I put in, on this one I have the Meishel motors, and I have worker wheels on there. Let me get to those and I'll show you. Alright, so I opened this up a little bit for you. See, woohoo, that's a lot of dart residue. Alright, I got the worker wheels on there. I had to cut a little bit of room. I'm gonna be getting another another flywheel cage. This is new. I've only had this a couple months now, and I just started modifying. So this is all new. This was actually my very first mod. See, there you go. I forgot the heat shrink. I have heat shrink. I know you're supposed to put it on there. I forgot it. Here's the Meishel motors. Yeah, so this is my very first mod. This is my very first modification on a flywheel blaster. So yeah, that's my handiwork. Just wanted to show it to you guys. This Stryfe was fairly easy to modify. I found a very helpful video for Foamdata services. If you guys are into modifying, check out Foamdata services. I'll leave a link in the description. They were super helpful. I followed along, and it was very, very, very simple to watch. Soldering was it wasn't too difficult once you get the hang of it. I practiced with the junk motors and the junk wire that I got off of the Stryfe, but yeah, so that is my Stryfe that I'm going to be using in the 5-on-5 tournament on Saturday. Hopefully I'll have my teammates GoPro and get some footage for you guys. Yeah, if I can modify, or if I could rewire a blaster, literally anybody can. I mean that, anybody can. I've never soldered in my life before this. I've never rewired anything. I've never messed with any wire aside from like speakers, you know, and putting speakers into a stereo. That was the limit of my knowledge. and I managed to do this, and it works. So yeah, anyone can do it if I can. All right, that's just what I was going to show you, and I'll show you a firing demo. I almost forgot. People leave the locks in, you know, in case they let somebody else use the blaster. They leave the lock in so you can't pull the trigger without the rev trigger down. I took out the locks. I didn't care for the locks, but when you take out the locks, you find out that if you pull the trigger down, it'll start revving. The trigger mechanism right here this little part will hit the rev trigger, and it'll push the rev trigger in at the same time. What I did was I decided to shave down the top of the rev trigger here, and I'll show you that. Now when I pull the trigger, it'll completely miss it. So if you pull the trigger, it won't push in the rev trigger. I don't know how that's useful, but I didn't like that when I would pull the trigger in, you know, without the magazine in, or if I was just troubleshooting something, it would hit the rev trigger in at the same time. So I didn't care for that, so I just shaved that down, and now I could pull the trigger in and without it affecting the rev trigger whatsoever. That's all.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! 3 IMRs. That is hitting nicely. That is what's up. I can dig it. I think the other ones just went through the wall. I'm going to look for holes in the wall. I'm pretty sure they went through the drywall. They probably went outside the building too.